WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
I can't believe I'm putting my voice to this.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Thank you for your irrelevant opinion.
And now, here's your host of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon Derry.
The first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I got to say.
I'm a broadcast journalist. I have a right to my opinion.
Oh, son of a...
I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even at commentary.
There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Lucas the intern.
It's good to be here on a full
Doing the full show for a change.
Yeah, I know.
Not just showing up for the final segment like, I don't know, like Austin or the Rockwood back in the day.
You know, the thing is, I've been playing soccer the past couple of weeks. I think, I don't know how long, but our last game was today. So I'll be able to do full-time shows from here on out until...
I was going to say until the Monster Factory.
Well, so Fearon decides, until we determine when my last show will be. You never know. I mean, it's most likely. You don't want to give it away too easily, Fearon.
What would I be giving away?
I don't know.
I can barely give away lottery tickets. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So,
Although I did a good job of it yesterday.
Yeah, so, you know, a lot of big news happening. Later on in the program, we'll go over, you know, Hulkster apparently trying to squeeze his way into the...
Oh, yeah. Hulkster healing out into an Expendable sequel. We'll talk about that. Speaking of movies, how about Sheamus playing a familiar villain to Turtle Nerds?
Ooh, yeah. And, you know, WWE...
Thank you, Macho Luke. I don't know what was going on there.
And apparently, WWE announcing they're discontinuing a certain feature on the WWE app. A lot that, and our big story, which we'll get into, I believe, later, is the...
Wait, I was going to say, we may as well get into it right now. If it's a big story, you don't want to just, like, bury it.
But our big story tonight is Destination America signed Ring of Honor to a television deal that starts June 3rd, I believe?
Yeah, this coming Wednesday. Yeah, for those who missed the hype this past Wednesday, it was announced that the Destination America Network, which carries TNA Impact Wrestling, has signed a national broadcast deal with Ring of Honor. I'll give you a little snippet from the press release. Quote, Destination America is now the 1-2 punch to professional wrestling, adding Ring of Honor to its lineup after launching Impact Wrestling in early 2015.
Yes, Destination America will pack on the action beginning Wednesday, June 3rd with the series premiere of Ring of Honor at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, leading into the brand new premieres of Impact Wrestling at 9 Eastern and 8 Central. The broadcast deal is for 26 weeks beginning this Wednesday, June 3rd, and will help Ring of Honor reach an additional 57 million households, including those in New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, Philadelphia, and other large cities where Ring of Honor is not currently airing.
So, I don't know. I guess the drawback or downside to this is that it further saturates the wrestling market on Wednesday nights. Because think about it. You've got Ring of Honor, Impact Wrestling, Lucha Underground, and NXT all airing on Wednesday night.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a PSA from Pro Wrestling Weekly. Don't forget to set your DVRs because Wednesday night is now wrestling night.
I'll have to rack that. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
that's got to be a drop.
Yeah, I'll have to note the time or something.
Yeah, note the time. Yeah. I was watching Dave Chappelle. For what it's worth, it was that I'm not going to repeat the bit that was associated with.
That would be a good idea because then that would put a very abrupt end to this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not necessarily do that. I've seen opinions over the last few days kind of going both ways. A lot of people thinking, oh, this will be some great synergy. Maybe you'll be able to see some kind of co-promotion between Ring of Honor and TNA. You know, what would happen if on Impact Wrestling you see AJ Styles return, for example? You know, where does Samoa Joe fit into all this? Because he's been working some dates with Ring of Honor. He showed up, we're going to get into that a little bit later, showing up on NXT this past Wednesday.
Well, yeah, they signed some. I feel like Ring of Honor has to be very careful with who. I mean, they can associate with both companies, but you don't want to put too many of your eggs in one basket because, I mean, they don't have all of their eggs in one basket, but, you know, you've signed some pretty big names to WWE from Ring of Honor. You don't want to jeopardize that relationship, especially because if you're working more with the enemy than you are with WWE, who, you know, at the same time, you know, maybe this will do a good thing for TNA, but a lot of people are thinking that TNA is out the window.
And that is the other mindset that I've seen. And my initial reaction was of the kind of contrary, was that this announcement is the death knell for TNA, probably because I witnessed something very similar to this firsthand, 15 years ago?
Yeah, when, well, you go. You said I don't want to ruin it.
Well, I was gonna say you were just getting out of the diapers when this was all going on, but
I think I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the network formerly known as TNN, currently known as Spike TV, they had a deal on Friday nights with ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling, and kind of out of nowhere, all of a sudden, WWF at the time's agreement with USA Network was up, and Vince decided to make a money grab power play, and next thing you know, Monday Night Raw is on TNN, and TNN didn't want to have two wrestling organizations on the same network. So ECW got the boot, and without the TV deal, that led to a few months later them going bankrupt.
Not all of it was TNN's fault. Some of it, and I'm not trash talking on Paul Heyman, but you watch a lot of the DVDs and stuff. Paul Heyman was, you know,
a brilliant mind, but not exactly the best financial guru.
He had big ideas which would have worked if they had the financial stability to back it up, but he went along and did it anyway. And, you know, it's a shame. The one thing I can say, look, I'm not the biggest fan of TNA, but I do feel that in situations like this, there should be a little bit more of a heads up. As a major business and a major, you know, you're dealing with two different big businesses and you're a TV network, you don't want to just sort of screw over.
Leave people hanging and kind of wondering, what's going on here? So I see Ring of Honor's in. Are we out? Are we working with them? It's a little bit of an
unfair thing. You need to have and this is just for all jobs, you need to have communication with your associates and your employees.
So what you're saying is...
That is not fair.
Not entirely, but yeah, pretty much. I'm very excited to see Ring of Honor on television because that way I don't have to, you know, my laptop is an unreliable source of trying to watch Ring of Honor because I try to watch it on my laptop and I try to watch it regularly and I forget to watch it sometimes, well, most of the time. So I get to now know that I can set my DVR and remember to watch it now and be entertained and watch all sorts of wrestling. I think this is a great time to be a wrestling fan because you have all these different combustible elements of wrestling programs on television. I think it's great. Because if you don't like WWE, you can now watch Lucha Underground. You can watch Ring of Honor. You can watch TNA if you want to.
You can watch Ring of Honor, especially when they bring in the New Japan Pro Wrestling stars.
You're on the wrong show to start talking about that right now. Okay, so save it for Mondays, all right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you do, but I'm not.
I was going to say, I don't really... somebody else can get into that on Fridays.
I see what you did there. But yeah.
Why not? I'm torching bridges like...
left and right.
Like an arsonist or something.
Seriously, it's like you're like just placing the grenade on the bridge and just stepping off as it explodes. That's another drop for you right there.
Probably.
We also have But speaking of Mondays, why don't we go over the Raw results? Because I know there was a very, I got to give props to WWE's production team.
I'm kind of curious as to where you're going with this.
Well, their production team, we all know that their production team is top-notch. Say what you want about Kevin Dunn. He knows how to...
Believe me, I have, both on and off the air.
Say what you want about Kevin Dunn. He knows how to put together a video package. And the opening video package for the Memorial Day edition of Monday Night Raw was phenomenal.
Okay, we're going that direction. All right, that I can totally get behind.
Why? What else?
Well, this was more something, I guess, creative than production related, but we'll get into that a little bit in a little bit.
But it was a very, very well done open. I can't really. I'm bad at describing certain things like video packages for one thing. But it was I suggest if you want to go back and watch it on YouTube or on the network or wherever it's going to be, it's very well done. They started off the show, though. Dean Ambrose had a very, he's very over with the crowd right now.
Well, I mean, that was also a hot crowd. I mean, it was the last wrestling event in the Nassau Memorial Coliseum in Long Island, New York. That building has had a litany of history.
So much history. So WWE had to pull out all the stops.
They had to pull out stops, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they didn't pull out all of them. But I would have thought they would have brought out Mick Foley, but they already had used him a couple weeks ago for NXT. How big do you think the crowd would have popped just out of nowhere? I
think that would have gone over very well. Say, do I have that in my litany of? Nah. Well, you already did it, so I don't need to redo it. That's fine.
Did you get to watch Raw this week at all?
I barely got the chance to watch the back of my eyelids. My shoot job.
Yes. You at least
which is probably why I come here and just shoot on Saturdays.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yes. Did you at least see the segment with Ambrose coming back? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of. I don't want to say I was giving out about it, but
you give out about.
I give out about a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's. I'm like Brett. Frustrated isn't the GD word for it.
Yep.
What can I say?
I thought the
But yeah, they attempted to find a way to thwart Dean Ambrose challenging for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship tomorrow on Elimination Chamber by having a contract signing, but basically saying, well, if you're going to sign this contract, you have to get through us to get it. Nah.
Yeah.
And
that's a perfect opportunity for Dean Ambrose, though. I mean, he's the lunatic fringe. He doesn't really think. He doesn't really give a damn. You know.
He even said it's going to be crazy and stupid to just go up there, and well, fortunately, he got by with a little help from his friend.
Yes. I mean, that's what friends.
A very
are for,
strong
right?
friend.
Yeah, really strong friend. You know, he that's what friends are for, right?
Of course.
Yes.
So, yeah, before that could occur, Steph books a main event match for right now.
So it's not the main event. You're putting that's the thing I don't understand creative-wise is you're putting a main event match
early on in the event.
That's the curtain jerker you're putting as the main event. So that just pretty much I mean there were other good matches on the card, but that sort of just diffuses like, oh, that's it. Okay.
Oh, you're giving us the best thing now? I mean,
the main event is supposed to be the thing you work up to get everybody excited for. Every match has to lead up to the main event because you have to get people just jazzed, fired up, amped, whatever
adjective you want to throw out there.
Synonym to that adjective, yeah. We're having a grammar lesson on Saturday.
Hey, you know what? I had one a while ago of learning the difference between good and well and when they're used. But that's another story and another time period from another caller with another co-host from way back in the day. Yeah, some interesting stuff.
Yeah,
better to kind of leave that in the past.
Yes. So There was something about the cameraman though, like in that segment with Dean.
Oh, did you notice something about the cameraman?
I thought I did. Can you clarify for me?
Well, I was going to use that as a story a little bit later because the individual who was the cameraman might look a little familiar.
I would say he does. You know, it was certainly a lot of hype about who it was.
Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, we'll get more into that in a little bit too. But yeah, the cameraman we're referring to is after the match where Reigns and Ambrose ended up winning, and Ambrose pinned Rollins in the tag match that leads to, can Ambrose do it again this Sunday to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? But Ambrose was looking for the contract to sign it, and J&J Security were in the back, and they were all like, "Oh, we can't find it. We don't know where it is." So of course,
slap me in the head and Ambrose just, "All right, Sally." Oh, that was just beautiful.
And yeah, the cameraman was knocked down in the process. Fast forward another segment, and the cameraman's filing charges, and Ambrose is being led into the paddy wagon, handcuffed.
Get the paddy wagon. That I feel like the ending to that little story though was awesome, because it's only Ambrose can do, and he's got only Ambrose can do this. Just tell him. I don't want to take the show away from you because I feel like I'm talking to you.
No. You're fine. The issue that I have with it is, and I guess this is because I've been watching it for a while, and I don't know. It's hard to do anything original. And when something, but you can kind of put your own spin on it, but this almost seemed like a carbon copy of something from 1998. Just take out Vince McMahon, put in The Authority, take out Steve Austin, put in Dean Ambrose.
You're sounding like you're starting to turn into a very embittered wrestling fan. You know that, Fearon?
I think I'm sounding more like a wrestling fan who just happens to be embittered.
True. And that needs to change. But, I liked it because...
Wow.
Well, that's a buzzkill.
I apologize on that one, buddy. I very much like the ending because it's only Ambrose. I mean, yeah, Austin could do it, but now this is a modern time. This is Ambrose. He's a lunatic fringe. This is somebody that I could think would be. I don't want people to freak out on me because people like to freak out on me for saying stuff that I think is my opinion and I'm entitled to. I feel like Ambrose is the Steve Austin right now of our time because he's very anti-establishment. He just doesn't care. He'll kick anyone's behind that he damn well pleases. It's the lunatic fringe. The lunatic fringe is this age's Texas rattlesnake. Because he shows up driving a paddy wagon, and he's got 2 nightsticks on his belts, and that just... I was jumping up and down and making my sinus infection probably a lot worse than it already was.
So it was one in tribute to the Boss Man and other in tribute to Nails? I don't know.
Maybe he was trying to go for like a Steve Blackman Big Boss Man trick because he had 2 of them.
Oh, yeah, okay. Kind of like the... I forget what those little sticks were called.
Like not kendo sticks.
Yeah, I think were the kendo sticks. The smashy sticks.
The smashy, he moved too fast for people to sell for them, those sticks. Just, I can't sell for both hits if you're doing it that fast. Steve, stop it.
Yeah, slow it down back there in Anvil, Pennsylvania. Yeah, how about that? But yeah, so the Authority gloating at Ambrose wouldn't be able to sign the contract, and all of a sudden he's driving the paddy wagon into the arena, hitting dirty deeds on Kane, and again getting by with a little help from his friend who gets the contract, hands it over to him, and Bub's your uncle. We've got the title match for Elimination Chamber, which is tomorrow.
I'm very excited.
I'm hesitant.
We're gonna have predictions
I'm hesitant
later,
to call it a pay-per-view because it's a network exclusive, but it just doesn't roll off the tongue as well. The Elimination Chamber network exclusive. I don't know. It doesn't sound the same as pay-per-view. But I guess pay-per-view didn't sound the same as closed-circuit TV back in 85, 86, whatever it was.
That is true, but we'll have a lot of time.
But it was acceptable in the 80s.
Yes, we'll have a lot of time to talk about that later because we have a prediction starting to go wrong.
Yes, we do, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But I was going to say, speaking of things we need to get into, I think we got to take care of our first time out.
Yeah.
Pay some bills.
Up next after the break, your boy Bo Dallas seems like he's going to be in a bit of a hot feud with somebody WWE's been pushing lately.
Ah, yes, I believe that we'll be right back. Oh, with the cheesy grin that you have there. Oh, goodness. All right, this is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your host, Fearon Derry.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry alongside Lucas the intern. You know, you've been doing this for almost 2 years now?
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy.
Actually, let's see, coming up on the beginning of June, so yeah, a little over 2 months. It'll have been 2 years that you've been with the show.
You know, time flies.
I know. We can chronologically assess it via your vocal augmentations over the last 2 years.
Yeah. Time flies and things seem to drop. You know, just...
Yeah, like my energy level.
Nice.
Oh, that's terrible.
Terrible. But
what's not terrible? Well, I don't know. This may or may not be terrible. We'll see. I mean, I don't know how much you've used it. Well, actually, I was gonna say, given your propensity to use multiple devices at the same time, this might be something that you use a lot, but won't be anymore. The second screen experience.
Yeah, WWE.
I don't know if you heard, they announced they're going to be discontinuing the second screen experience for Raw, SmackDown, and monthly special event. Well, okay, I didn't know if you saw the announcement.
I did see the announcement. I mean, I saw it when I read the notes, but that's...
okay. Well, you know what? You're reading the notes, and that's already an improvement over...
you better stop right there, buddy. I read at a third grade level, okay? You can't... Yeah, I read more than that. It'd be surprising.
I was gonna say, so you're right around average then, for the nation.
Above you.
That was
dirty rat.
Yeah, what I did to your brother. No, wait, that's James Cagney or something. I don't know.
Yep.
Oh, goodness. But for those who missed it, yes, for Raw, SmackDown, and monthly special events following this past Thursday's SmackDown, no more second screen experience. The statement on the website reading, quote, "Now more than ever, your second screen experience will instead be readily available on the platform of your choice, whether it's WWE.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, Periscope, and many others."
WWE's getting their own Snapchat. Yes.
Just keep Seth Rollins' fiance off of it.
Yeah.
Oof.
Put Paige on it plenty, please.
Oh, and I don't even know what Periscope is. I'm not that up on the various...
I don't know, but I know for one thing, it's going down. Yeah.
Oh,
come on. That was good.
I don't even know if I got anything for that one.
Good.
I got nothing.
Yeah, here's what I thought.
At least this time. It goes on to say, WWE is steadfastly committed to delivering the same level of engagement and multimedia-rich companion content you've come to love, taking you behind the scenes of every single show as they unfold live on the screen of your choosing. I think the one benefit to it is it allowed people who otherwise wouldn't get promo time to get promo time.
But at the same time, that means we're not. Are we still going to be able to see, like, the one thing about the second screen was they would come up and, like, during the break, if they would be between a match or an app exclusive, they'd have, a segment or like a
segment or a backstage interview or something.
Or like they'd show what's going on in the match, like when it's not airing on television. So what does that entail? Like, they're not going to do that anymore either?
I guess we'll have to find out, probably starting with Elimination Chamber tomorrow?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We still have the predictions coming up in the third
segment.
segment.
Okay, we're going to do that in the third segment. All right, that's...
We're having a production meeting as we're doing the show. This is fun. I like this.
I know, this is our yeah.
Tasking.
True, you are an expert at that.
Yes, I am. It's the ADHD. But anyway,
So, who was that cameraman?
Yeah, that is a very,
We talked about it in the last segment. Fans in the Mid-Atlantic may have recognized the cameraman who was knocked over during that backstage segment with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins and J&J Security on Monday Night Raw. None other than independent wrestler Will the Hype Ferreira.
Yeah.
Who's he's been at the Team Taz dojo. He's been in Ring of Honor. He's wrestled in the Monster Factory.
Plenty of times. He's a very, very good. He's very good at what he does, I feel. He's also gotten a lot of he's improved over what we've seen of him as a wrestler, and it's good to see that he's getting
a little screen time.
Yeah.
Certainly can't go wrong with that. Always good to see one of the locals getting it's the same way that I was gushing when, well, I won't mention his previous name, but when the wrestler who became Robbie E in TNA.
Ah.
Oh, and we have a Nick Cataldi sighting.
Yay. Hello.
So
would he be the third stooge?
I guess. So
I don't know.
why
How would that
exactly
work?
can't you really mention his? Is it just not appropriate?
I don't know. I would say I guess it's in the past. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be one of those people who's all Husky Harris as opposed to No, I'm not being indie-rific. True. I mean, it was a part of his past. I mean, I got to see him when he was wrestling here locally as the Platinum Papa Rob Echoes.
So did he wrestle at the Monster Factory while...
I don't know if he wrestled at the Monster Factory. I actually saw him at one of the wrestling shows that was put on by George's Cards and Collectibles, one of the GCW shows. Yeah. So that was my first experience running into him.
Yeah, that must have been...
Actually, speaking of George's Cards and Collectibles...
Do some plugging.
See, it sounds so horrible when you put it that way.
No, it's not. It's not meant to be horrible. It's like our little running...
one of our 8 billion running gags?
Yeah, we're shameless pluggers.
Well, no, this is like an actual...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but they continue to bring the legends. In fact, just last night, WWE Hall of Famer, the living legend Larry Zbyszko, was over at George's in the Neshaminy Mall. There's plenty more coming up over the next few weeks, including on Friday night, June 12th. TNA star Eric Young will be at George's in the Neshaminy Mall. I think that was changed from what was previously announced. So note the date change. Friday night, June 12th. That'll be at the Neshaminy Mall location from 6 to 8 p.m. And then the next day, Saturday, June 13th. I believe that's 2 weeks from today?
I would say so, yeah.
If my math is right. WWE legend and the longest reigning Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion of all time, the Honky Tonk Man, will be at George's in the Neshaminy Mall from 2 to 4 p.m.
Very, very nice. That's
You just love how that rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
You're very good at announcing people.
Check out George's 3 locations for all of your sports and wrestling memorabilia needs, including their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Fairless Hills, on the lower level of the Oxford Valley Mall next to the Sears Court, and in the Neshaminy Mall in the AMC Theater Wing. For more information on the upcoming Eric Young and Honky Tonk Man signings, give George's a call at 215-943-2475 or go to georgescollectibles.com.
That would be very interesting to see Eric Young. I mean, if I'll tell you one thing, I don't know if if TNA does hit the bricks, he'll still have his fishing show, which seems to be popular amongst people. So interesting to see what. Oh God, what happened?
Just somebody shared something with privately shared something with me. A kayfabe news article. Those are always fun, just because
they are very fun. Is it would we be able to say what it is on air, or is it not like? Not feasible?
I can say it. I mean, it's fake news, so it's not it's not like it's anything that really happened.
You know how some of those news articles, though, they can, especially when they're fake, they can get a little bit risque.
Well, this one kind of does. According to the kayfabe news fake news article, I feel like I can't stress that enough. The headline reads: Paige has wardrobe malfunction at WWE event.
I wish it was true. But it wouldn't be televised, so you know what? No, I don't want that to be true, because then I wouldn't be able to see it.
And the follow-up story I guess the extension of the story is even more hysterical. A decorative string of sequins was torn from her ring attire, demonstrating her shoddy sewing skills. She goes on to say, "Drat, I paid £5 for those sequins, and I quite liked them." But I love how in parentheses they put British pounds because, we're, I guess, two of the few who know what quid would be. And the mishap allegedly occurred during a match against Natalia, who coincidentally had her own wardrobe malfunction the previous evening when the sole of her right boot came unglued during a match, making it difficult for her to execute her high-speed arsenal. That's not right.
Oh, come on. What's next? You're going to say somebody fed her baked beans and brought up the farting natty from a couple of years ago? Which nobody wants to talk about.
And the rest of the story gets a little too risque for radio, so I'm not even going to get into that.
Let me see it.
We'll go over it later. How about that?
Fine.
There's still plenty of show we've got to get into.
Drat.
Indeed.
I would pay £5 for that story. Okay, that was bad.
I'll do the conversion and collect from you on the other on the other end of the commercial break. So Rusev, did you hear he was injured at SmackDown?
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Yeah, WWE.com reporting that Rusev suffered a leg injury during this past Tuesday's SmackDown tapings, and that he is, quote, currently being evaluated for a lower leg injury. Whichever I hear, lower something injury, I feel like they're going the hockey route, eh? Did you ever hear that? Whenever there's like somebody in the NHL is injured, it's a lower body injury or upper body injury. They don't say, oh, they have a torn. I was going to say torn hamstring or something like that, or
it can't be any more vague than that.
Well, I guess they don't want people to target it. It's not like in wrestling where if somebody has a rib injury, they've got 3 inches thick of tape around their ribs, and to go right for it.
True.
Anyway, Rusev was pulled from the weekend live events, but is still advertised for tomorrow night's Elimination Chamber event and the match for the vacant Intercontinental Championship.
So I wonder is he going to work against doctor's orders? Is he going to go the Cena route, you think?
And recently the me route?
True, very true.
Yeah, no, it's been an interesting time. For those who follow me on Facebook, I noted that I had an X-ray on the shoulder, and apparently the bump on my shoulder that I've been joking, calling myself Igor and all that is it's apparently my clavicle.
So it's not a hump then. Really isn't a hump.
Well, hump.
Exactly.
That joke just writes itself. I was going to say, speaking of jokes, well, I don't know. This might be a joke, or it could just be Hogan hyping himself up. The Hulkster healing out in an Expendable sequel? Who knows? Hulk Hogan claims, keyword claims, he will play the most evil man in the world in the 4th installment of Sylvester Stallone's The Expendables franchise.
I don't think he can really play, Vince McMahon. That's like just a complete pot shot at the guy. Seriously.
See, I'm not going to name drop because that would just be... that would not be a good idea. But I will tell you what a quote that Hogan said in a recent interview. He said, "We're trying to figure out a way to maybe turn me into the most evil man in the world." So, Stallone gave me my first break, and he's been a great friend for all these years. He's the exact same guy today that he was 30 years ago.
I don't know if that's supposed to be a compliment or an insult.
Well, I guess meaning that after all of this Hollywood fame, he's still not, he hasn't let it get to his head.
Yeah. That's good. I've always liked Stallone. Especially, I've always liked the Rocky movies, so.
Well, going from Rocky to Rocksteady. That's right. Sheamus playing a familiar villain to Turtle Nerds. WWE star Sheamus. He's going to be playing the role of Rocksteady. Now, do you remember Rocksteady and Bebop from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I've never, I always wanted to when I was a kid, but my mom wouldn't let me watch the Turtles for some reason.
Okay, yeah, that was, I think they were more prominent in the 80s cartoon, and I guess maybe I'm sure the comic book people are going to just, worst analyst ever. They're gonna, because I'm not providing the knowledge of it because I didn't read a lot of comic books, but I did see the 80s and early 90s cartoon, and yes, Rocksteady and Bebop were two of the henchmen for Shredder. One I think was kind of like a mutated warthog, and the other was like a mutated rhinoceros.
So I wonder, they're gonna CGI the crap out of Sheamus then?
Pretty much. But that's going to be for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 film.
Is this the one made by Michael Bay?
I'm not sure. Movies isn't exactly my aren't exactly my forte.
To see the Michael Bay Teenage Mutant because they all said it sucked.
Anyway, the movie is slated to be released June 3rd, 2016. So a little over a year to go for that. No chance of Kevin Nash reprising his role of Super Shredder? Oh, that's a different Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, too.
Yeah.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Oh, gosh.
I was actually watching,
No Vanilla Ice? No? You're just going to,
I didn't, okay. I was watching.
I would move past that as quickly as possible, too.
I was watching the Punisher movie made in 2003. It was made by Marvel.
Oh, wasn't Nash in that, too?
Yes, he played the Russian. That you got straight to the point. Thanks, Fearon. I guess I know.
I was doing my Lucas impression. Yeah.
Okay, I understand. Damn it, he got me.
Yeah, I know.
You're going to get me in trouble, and I didn't even do anything.
No, you're not getting me in trouble. You're just, I know how it feels, and it's not fun. Just,
That's a drop.
That is gold.
Wow,
right there.
that is gold. Much more so than the Turtle Ninja rap.
Yeah.
Yeah. But from one beast to another, how about the beast Brock Lesnar returning possibly in June?
Wow.
How about that? Yeah, WWE advertising Brock Lesnar for the June 22nd edition of Raw in Indianapolis, Indiana. I guess it's not too far of a drive from his home in Minneapolis. And the advertisement appears on the Bankers Life Fieldhouse Twitter page. Meanwhile, WWE is advertising Lesnar for the July 19th Battleground pay-per-view. Of course, Lesnar has been suspended in inverted commas, since the night after WrestleMania.
Yeah. Maybe we'll finally see our rematch.
It's certainly a possibility.
You know what that means? Paul Heyman's coming back. Yes.
Well, actually, he's going to be back this Monday. The interview with Austin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yay! Kermit hands. Speaking of what was I going to segue into with that? Speaking of yes.
Oh, that's right. We'll get into the yes man himself on the other side when we talk about the Elimination Chamber, because we still have that to do.
All right.
We still have your favorite segment, and
I said it's going to get less enthusiastic every single time. It's like wrestling is. Oh,
you know what? Fine. I'll do it myself.
Birthdays! Oh, how dare you! That is undone. I did not give.
You didn't give permission for that?
Damn it! I'm an intern. I don't have the right. Anyway, so.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here, this will perk up your spirits. Let me tell you, we're a week away From wrestling action returning to the Monster Factory.
Yes.
Next Saturday, June 6th, with a 7 p.m. bell time. The main event, a fatal four-way for the Monster Factory Heavyweight Championship. Clutch Adams defending against Congo, QT Marshall, and Luis the Punisher Martinez. And also MV finally faces Jade Spencer one-on-one, where Paid in Full is barred from ringside.
Very good.
For more info on the upcoming shows and more, check out the Monster Factory. You can see them on so many different venues. They're on Facebook, they're on Twitter and Instagram at 4 Monster Factory, I believe, the number 4 Monster Factory. And YouTube at Monster Factory Pro TV, I believe, as well as their website, monsterfactory.org.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. And they also announced that some of their upcoming shows that had 2 p.m. Bell times, they have switched those to 7 p.m., so I don't have to rush like a madman to get down there.
No, we don't have to rush like a madman to get down there. I still go to the shows with you.
Well, yeah, but are you the one behind the wheel trying to evade vehicles and dodge traffic?
Sometimes I have to go to the bathroom, okay? Do you ever think of that, Fearon? Maybe I have to rush down there, too. Maybe I have to make sacrifices.
Let's go to a break.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, May 30. On this date in 2000, WWF SmackDown was taped in Tacoma, Washington. In the main event, Kane pinned Triple H. On this date in 2005, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. In the main event, Muhammad Hassan defeated Batista by disqualification. On this date in 2011, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Omaha, Nebraska. In the main event, R-Truth defeated John Cena by countout. This has been Today in Wrestling History, May 30.
This is Jim the Anvil Neidhart of the Hart Foundation, and you're listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Fearon Derry on 1490 WBCB, baby. Yeah!
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry and Lucas the intern here. Let's talk Elimination Chamber, because I had a lot more commercials than I thought, and we've got maybe 4.5 minutes. So first of all, the kickoff featuring Miz TV with Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
Will he address his injuries? Will he announce a return date to the ring? Or will it just be more fluff and fodder? Who knows? That's not a prediction necessarily. But we do have 6 matches on the card that we can talk about.
Yay.
Yes, including Neville taking on my boy, Bo.
Dallas.
But in spite of that, I'm picking Neville.
Really?
Because whenever I go with one of my boys, they lose. So
That is very true.
who you got?
I actually have Neville as well. I like what they're doing with the feud. I think it's going to make Bo Dallas sort of a hot topic again, because they're going to revamp the NXT feud that was so big.
That was so good between them. Alrighty. Tag titles on the line. The New Day defending in an Elimination Chamber match against the Ascension, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, Los Matadores, the Lucha Dragons, and the Primetime Players.
Who's going to win the match? The fans. That's pretty much who's going to win that match.
I don't know. I'm picking New Day. I think they're going to retain.
I'm going to play it safe and go with the New Day as well.
I see you've got an overall lead on me, so you're just going down the line. No,
it's not even
Nikki Bella defending, the Divas title. Nikki Bella, Paige, and Naomi in a triple threat match.
I'm going to say Nikki retains.
Okay, I'm going Naomi on that.
Really?
Yeah, I think she's shown a lot of impressiveness at this point. It'd make for a nice chase between Nikki and Paige to try to chase the heel champion. I think it might be time to get Naomi the belt.
Yeah.
The vacant Intercontinental Champion. Quiet, Vince. Shut up. King Barrett, Dolph Ziggler, Rusev, Ryback, Sheamus, and R-Truth in an Elimination Chamber match for the vacant Intercontinental Championship.
I don't know. I'm gonna say. This is too hard. Either Barrett, Sheamus, or Ziggler.
Just picking half the field.
Okay,
That's
fine, Ziggler.
Okay, there we go. They'd be like, I'm going to pick 15 of the names for the Royal Rumble.
Shut up. Shut up.
All right, champion versus champion in a non-title match. John Cena against Kevin Owens.
I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm going to say Owens.
You're going Owens. Wow. Yeah. Okay, I'm going Cena on that one. Did I say I was going Sheamus on the Chamber match? I don't know if I did or not. And Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I'm going Rollins.
Rollins.
And you're agreeing.
I mean, I want Ambrose to win, but it's Rollins.
Yeah, we're going Rollins. All right, just enough time for your favorite segment.
Birthdays!
Since you won't contribute it yourself.
Enthusiasm is not something you can record it, but it's not real. It was real then, but it's not real now.
These are real birthdays, though.
It's still real to you, damn it, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's still real to me, damn it. Very good. All right, on this date in 1955, Aurelian Smith Jr. was born.
Who?
The 2014 WWE Hall of Famer known as Jake the Snake Roberts turns 60 today.
Wow.
Wow, I feel old. How about that?
No comment.
Very good. Now, as far as wrestler birthdays, that's all, folks.
Yeah.
Because born on this day way back in 1908, Melvin Jerome Blanc was born. The radio, television, and comic voice actor known as the Man of 1,000 Voices, including Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and many of the other Looney Tunes characters, passed away in July of 1989 at the age of 81. As nice as it would be to say, oh, yeah, he's 107 today. No, that didn't quite work out that way. And finally, because I have very, very little time to, on this date in Allison Derry was born, the mother of the host of the longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio, turns today. Happy birthday, Mom. I'm not giving that out over the air.
Happy birthday, Allison. Happy birthday.
So, there you go. Having a little bit of fun. Enjoy Elimination Chamber tomorrow. Stay tuned. Nick Cataldi, he is up next here with country music on 1490 WBCB.
Serving you better than ever before. This is 1490 WBCB Levittown.